guys, it's Omar for Ultimate Rugby, and today we're going to look at something pretty exciting. We're going to look at the flyhalves from the Northern Hemisphere, namely George Ford and Danny Cipriani, versus the flyhalves from the Southern Hemisphere, namely Richie Mo'unga and Beauden Barrett. Now, you might have your favorite flyhalf, so don't crucify me for not maybe having mentioned one of them, but I think it's pretty hard to doubt that all four of these guys are pretty world class. So what are we going to look at today? We're going to look at how they run their shape and what threats they pose to defenses. So to do that, I want to make you familiar with a couple of terms. Now, if you want to get on top of a defense, you want them to what we call be sat down. Be sat down means you put them on their heels because you've got so many options at the line, they don't know who to take, so they sit and wait and you run them off their feet or you run holes through them. Okay, so Danny Cipriani, George Ford and these guys are excellent at doing that. The second thing is you want a fly half that when he gets the ball out of these decoy shapes, so he gets the ball out the back and so on, that he doesn't just shovel it on and the defense moves off. Now, this is a weakness of Beauden's, which we'll see in the next clips. But Danny and George are very good at getting the ball out of the back of a pod and actually creating what we call double interest. What that means is you interest the defender directly across you, but you also interest the guy that's to the side of that next defender. So if you run between the two, so I go from this guy to the next defender, both are interested, they panic, and that sets up the options because the guy on the outside pushes in, panicking about you, the outside ball's on, and if the guy from the inside is too panicked, the inside ball's on, and the list goes on. And especially the show and go can be an option as well. So if you look at George and Danny, they run that superbly. But let's first look at Beauden Barrett. Look at Beauden Barrett's athleticism. He's fast, he's big, he can bust through gaps, but he doesn't run shape well. In this first clip, he's got a pod of outside him of 10, and he's got no one inside him. So the defense don't really believe there's a lot of threats at the line. And what he does, he likes to take that outside break because of his athleticism. Because there's no real threats on his shoulder, he gets hit ball and all. And that happens twice in these clips. Watching the second clip, it happens as well. He just drifts across, there's no one on his shoulder, and he gets hit. Now he gets the ball out the back in this third clip. But once again, because he's thinking of the show and go and he just wants that outside break, he gets tackled ball and all. Contrast that to George Ford in this clip. George has got options inside and outside. Because he double interests and goes all the way to the line, he managed to sit down the defense and boom, he puts Will Spencer straight through. In the next clip, when he gets the ball outside, from the back, of the pod, on the back door, he manages to move double interest again from the first man marking him to the second so hard at the line with so many options that the show goes on and he's right through. Now, Danny Cipriani probably is one of the best at running right at the line. He gets the ball out of this pod of 9. As he gets the ball, he doesn't just shovel it, he moves 2 defenders out. So the guy who's marking him, he moves to the next guy, sits down Marler, and he plays a short where they get that easy momentum on the game line. And then the next clip, he sells a dummy switch tunnel ball. But because he goes all the way to the line and all the options are actually live, people buy it and there's space out wide immediately. Now, if you look at Richie Mo'unga, he's a heck of an athlete and he probably manages shape a little bit better than Beauden. So in this first clip, his shape isn't good because Ben Franks can't really receive the ball when they play out the back. So they rush Richie and the Jaguares put him under pressure and he shovels the ball. In the second clip, the shapes run much tighter, they play out the back, the defense bites in and Richie's straight through. So I hope you're seeing the picture that I'm trying to paint. Some fly halves like George Ford and Danny Cipriani manage shape better and they affect the shape because they go to the line harder. And other guys are more athletic like Beauden and Richie but don't run the shape as well. So it might be a biased take, but that's what I see. You know what you see, and I hope these clips have helped you and informed you to pick these things out when you watch the next games. Cheers.